Welcome to Charlie Pueblo Field. We're back with the William Governors facing the Sweetwater Wildcats. Today's matchup should be a good one as we're looking at the Sweetwater team. It seems like they've been scoring runs. I wouldn't say they're a juggernaut on offense.
And now here are the starting lineups for
but they haven't been scoring enough runs.
Governors, coached by Justin Young.
Be an interesting matchup today.
Starting at center
come
field
off
and
a big
batting
win
first in the
last
lineup,
night.
number 27,
We'll talk a little bit about that when we get back.
Matosian.
Right now, they're doing the starting lineups. We'll do our own starting lineups
Starting
later.
at shortstop and batting second in the lineup, number 2.
We're going to wait past the national anthem, and we will be back. You can also catch us if you're
starting at left
driving or
field and
something.
batting third in
That's
the
what
lineup,
you're watching
number
video.
6, Brody.
You can catch us on Truth Radio when they join us a little bit later. I think they have a program that's going to run into this one. But
starting
after
at
that,
right field and batting fourth in the lineup, number 21.
Tune in to Truth Radio. So anyway, we are going to take a break now.
Starting at the
we will
H and
be
batting fifth in the lineup, number 38.
for the first
Trevor
pitch.
Ewan.
See you in a few moments. Welcome back to Charlie Pueblo Field. As we said earlier, we got the William Governors facing the Sweetwater Wildcats. I'm Richard Turner. My partner over here is Chris Bales. And Chris, you've been to the games that I haven't been to. So what have I missed over the last few games? I know last night they beat Bearden in a comeback, right? Was it a comeback?
Yeah, it's a comeback win, and then we played a very good game up to the 7th inning with Maryville. I mean, we were tied at 2 going into the bottom of the 7th, and a couple of miscues end up walking it off for Maryville.
Okay.
And that's the way it's been all year. You know, with Maryville, we played them here. It was a one-run game, and it seems to be some of our, tough competition. Other than Hardin Valley, I'm going to take Hardin Valley out, but our tough competition, it's been around a one-run game. And
yeah, so we're still hanging. we're still hanging in there. We got to get over the top, right?
Yeah, we've got to get, and it's miscues. If we can get a few things like we were talking about earlier in the season, stuff that we can fine tune, especially going into the postseason, we can make a good little run.
Well, that's what I was talking earlier with somebody was that last night's game seemed like we were hitting the ball better. You had people like Ewan went 4 for 4 with 2 doubles.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good sign of the Giant being awakened, and not just with him. Don't know this week. Avery Crabtree had a good game as well, pitching, right?
Yes, he pitched probably one of his better games.
Yeah, so that's and he had to face Hardin Valley twice. God love him.
Hardin Valley's going to hit. I mean, that's just.
But anyway, It sounds like if we can continue that momentum from last night in the latter part of the season, I keep saying this team's better than its record.
Oh yeah, it's a lot better than its record.
So anyway, we'll kind of go through the lineups here. We're going to start off with Chris is going to start off with the Sweetwater team.
We got number 1, Jace Upton, stepping up to bat right now. Then
takes ball 1.
Then we will have your second batter will be Ty Azale. Your third batter will be number 23, Levi Presley.
Ball 2.
Your fourth batter will be number 11, Ryan Littleton. Your fifth batter will be number 25, Kai Correll.
Strike 1. 2-1 count.
Your sixth batter will be your DH will be number 9, Landon Boyd.
Ball hit to third base, just bumped. It's probably not going to be in time. It's just a little nubber, almost like a swinging bunt's what it ended up being with our defense further a little bit too far back to make a fielding attempt on it.
Number 1, Ty Azale.
Number 22 is batting 7th. That will be, I think, Cade Correll. And then batting 8th, number 3 will be Briley Dugan.
Probably Dugan. I think I saw it may have been Dugan.
And then
a strong hit to right center off the back of the fence, top of the fence. That's going to put runners at second and third as Azale doubles to right center off the fence.
Levi Presley.
And then batting 9th will be Myers, and then I have a 10th slot. We'll see when it comes up. There'll be a Gibby is batting 10th.
So around the diamond, you got Crabtree as your backstop, catching Jacob Patterson, who's going to be your pitcher tonight. You got looks like Hayden Ricketts at first, has a hit to third base. Going to be a play at first. I think he got him, but the run scores. Another kind of a slow roller there that you couldn't just go up there and field really cleanly. So good. He couldn't have done anything but gotten the guy at first on that play. So 1 out, one run scores. You got a player at third. All right, so I said Ricketts is at first. Is that Carter?
That's at Carter Abbott.
Carter Abbott second. Colby Abbott's at short.
And then
Coggin at third. You got Kirkland in left. Job's in center. Job Hutcherson. And then is that Vance in right?
Yeah, Vance is in right.
1-0 count. Swinging. At the next, you got 1-1. So if you're at some point tonight, we mentioned Truth Radio will be joining us. They'll be joining us in progress. That's called a JIP. That's what I've understood.
Yeah.
Join in progress. But we welcome them. We're not necessarily radio people. We'll do our best to give you a description of the game. We tend to get caught up in just watching it on the video. So right now you got a 2-1 count. Pitch is on the way. Swung, and it's popped over the third baseman's head. Nothing you can do there. Actually, good hitting. It was kind of a hit right into the ground and bounced right over just hopped way over Coggin's head. Again, nothing you can do about it, but another run scores, so it's 2-0 Wildcats. with the runner at first and 1 out. So if you're watching, that's a strike swinging. If you're watching the Gov Nation Network throughout the day, you saw some signings happening today, college signings, and one of them is the guy right on the mound. He actually signed with Tennessee Wesleyan. Jacob Patterson did earlier today. Definitely, if you want to watch that, where Coach Patterson almost cried. I was messing with him. He said he held him back, but he he said that he knew a good editor that would probably pull that out, and he was talking about me, and I said I'd probably just focus right in on it if you did it.
So you add a little bit more.
I might have actually put more tears on it, but anyway, he held up pretty good on that one. 0-2 count to the batter, runner at first, 1 out. Hit the short. Oh, bad hop. Nobody's going to be getting out on that one. Again, I'd like to see Colby maybe be a little bit more aggressive and not wait on it. That's just me. Not trying to be negative there. That's just the way I would hope he would do it.
First inning jitters. I mean, that's what everybody has. First inning jitters.
And I'm not out there fielding.
Right.
So I probably would have backed up on it. I'd be out there playing in left field at shortstop.
That's where age plays a little bit on us. We're going to back up farther from it the harder it goes.
Yeah, and I know I can't throw it. So 2 on, 1 out, first and second, and you got a 1-1 count to the batter. I forget, I don't even know his name. I can't see the number 9.
It'd be Boyd, the DH.
All right.
Landon Boyd.
So like we said, this team will score runs. If you look at it, they don't get shut out. So this is not necessarily be not expected. But on the flip side of that, they haven't really been able to stop anybody. So maybe we'll have our chance.
Just got to hit the ball.
Yep.
That's the main thing. Got to hit the ball.
I don't think this is going to be a 2-run game. Let's just put it at that. By anybody. It almost hit. So it almost went right. It went right by Patterson, and then it almost went to Abbott. Just missed him. Went into right center field. Runner scores, and Abbott. Not Abbott. They throw it to third as the runner's trying to.
I thought home trying to get the runner, and then Crabtree throws him out at third.
Yes, thank you. I got confused. I'm so far behind the call. I'm not Jack Buck or Joe Buck. I can't do it as it happens. But basically, the throw home was not in time. Runner scores. Crabtree throws the runner out at third. You've got a little bit of conversation with the umpire. I'm not sure about what. It looked like it was out to me. Did it not look out to you?
It was out.
There was no bobble on the play when he caught it.
No, he was tagged. He was tagged unless somebody know the ball come out, but he was.
Yeah, so I don't really know what the argument is because it looked like it was.
Or unless
what I remember was easy.
Restricting the baseline, or I don't know. I wasn't looking to see where Kobe was at. Maybe
right.
Kobe was in the baseline, and so
yeah, it could have been. Yeah, I missed that part of it. I'm still behind trying to call the dang play that happened like 3 seconds ago.
But the runner is still standing over at third base. So I'm still trying.
No, he actually. Well, I thought he actually walked off. They got 2 outs on the board.
Okay, he's walking off now.
He's walking off now. Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of is they're saying an obstruction. You know, whether he being a base hunter, whether Brandon. Which, I mean, Brandon caught the ball and tagged him like before he even made it to the base. So.
Yeah. So the delay now is that the slide into third base moved the base, and whenever that happens here in most schools, it dirties up the hole that the bag goes in. You got to clean it out.
At least it's not the big square.
They have to have like a tool. They actually have a tool they got to dig it out with. So that doesn't happen in the major leagues, I've noticed.
No.
So 2 outs, runner at second. Pitch is on the way. ball high and inside. Be interesting to see the umpire here. I think it's Zane Winders. I was telling you the other night that I haven't ever seen him behind the plate. I've always seen him in the field. So hopefully I don't have to like mess with him. But you know how that goes. I'm always right. They're wrong. It's strike
well,
one.
so far so good on the zone. We've not had to have our opinion on the strike zone yet.
Yeah, yeah. There should be a whole segment about our opinion of the strike zone.
You can at least get a 2 or 3 inning segment going on.
Yeah, but actually, every pitch I've seen, I've agreed with so far, including that one that looked a little bit low and away, but I thought it was a strike. I expect him to actually do a good job behind the plate, knowing his dad.
Well, we have, we've had the conversation about
count.
Consistency and inconsistency. We've had some umpires that have been consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
Some have been inconsistent all around.
Fouled off to stay alive. And that pitch was in that same spot, so Patterson threw the right pitch there for sure.
Pretty day out here at Charlie Playhouse Field.
Yeah, it's died down now.
Yeah, it's died down, but it was blowing pretty hard out toward
left to right. Yeah, left pass ball moves the runner to third. Brings your count 2-2. I believe that was more of a pass ball than a wild pitch.
Yeah.
Should have been stopped probably. If you haven't been watching. If you don't know what that is, some people wonder. Pass ball is really when the catcher can't catch it.
Yeah.
It's kind of the catcher's issue. When it's a wild pitch, it's obviously a wild pitch from the pitcher.
Most of the time you can distinguish between the two. A wild pitch usually is hitting in the dirt and going every direction in the world. It's a called strike 3.
So 3 runs scored. I hate to be too optimistic here, but I don't think 3 is going to win this thing. No. So that's just my gut on this one. So you'd not like it to be a 3-run lead going after the top of the first, but it's our turn now. Let's see if we can continue what we started yesterday as the Govs are down 3-0, but they're going to the bottom of the first and they get the bat. Let's see what happens. We'll be back in a moment. And we're back to the top of the first.
Goes number 27, Job Matosian.
So batting leading off for William Blount will be Job Matosian, then Kobe Abbott, then batting third, Rody Kirkland, batting fourth, cleanup is Will Vance.
Strike 1 on the corner to Job.
Batting fifth will be as DH, Trevor Euling. Batting sixth, third base, Brandon Coggin. Batting seventh, first baseman Hayden Ricketts.
Next pitch is a strike called. That's 2 strike called pitches. 0-2 count.
Batting eighth will be Jackson Crabtree, and batting ninth will be Carter Abbott.
Ball 1 is high to Job. Madison. Outside pitch for ball 2. So the last time I saw Job, he was starting to hit the ball really hard, starting to make, getting it on base a lot. I don't know how he did the last couple of games, but hopefully that continued, and hopefully it continues through the night. As he swings and a miss for strike 3. It's just one at bat, though. Be ready for the next one, right?
Yep.
That brings up Abbott. Kobe Abbott to the plate, batting second. With 1 out.
Now batting William Mutt, number 2, Colby Abbott.
Kobe's been hot. He's been hot all year at the bat.
Strike 1 right down the middle. So the shot to short throws, and out 2. Out number 2 for the Wildcats. The pitcher tonight is Dalen Gibby. Little fun fact we heard earlier is that Dalen Gibby has played Tyler Graves in a golf match.
Which it was mentioned he lost by 2 to Tyler.
Yeah, got a must. Yeah, he lost by 2 strokes to Tyler. That's
he had to throw that out there.
Yeah. Rody Kirkland's at bat. Takes it inside, right at his knee for ball 1.
Well, we're right there where he took that ball is the typical
same
strike.
Spot. Almost hit him in the knee again.
That's been the typical strike, area on our last few umpires. So hopefully,
well, first base has been strike area.
Yeah.
Outside, and it looked outside. I got to find something to mess with Zane about if I ever see him.
I keep mentioning, the sun in the previous
3-0 count
games, but I think a Sweetwater guy is already
low for ball 4.
You can see it in his eyes. He's got his hat already pulled down.
Yeah, he's already ready.
And it's not even bad yet.
I'm ready for one of these pitchers to do the little flip shade thing.
Old school.
Or Steve Klein with sunglasses. Well, not Steve. Who am I thinking? Not Steve Klein. Anyway, somebody with big goggle sunglasses.
They don't want you to wear sunglasses. You're not allowed to wear them in the major leagues, especially. But these guys are getting away with it, especially the ones that wear contacts, because they'll get prescription glasses, and you can have a tint put to them.
Yeah, exactly.
So they have a slight tint. As
Runner goes,
and there's going to be no problem.
Easily, kind of a no offense to your catcher there, but little loopy throw to second. That'd be something they'll be writing down in their notebook if they're on base. Not a huge, strong throw to second. Now, the catcher looks like he might be a little bit younger than the rest of the team.
Yeah,
he's good stop, though, and he's going to – I just said that, and he's probably going to throw him out at third. So the ball was a little bit outside. Catcher jumped out and got it, and I think Rody probably thought it got past him, but that little catcher got up and threw him out.
Well, a little bit
Must
different.
have heard me talking trash about him the pitch before. So anyway, that does it for the bottom of the first inning. Govs down 3-0. Got some work to do coming into the second. We'll be back in a moment.
Good.
So Dugan is up to bat here in the bottom of the second top of the second inning. He shows bunt. He watched it, but it was called strike.
Riley Dugan's up to bat.
Zane yelled strike, so I'm liking that. Sometimes you can't hear the umpires when they say anything. That was clear strike 2 swinging. He may have fouled it, but either way, it's 0-2 from Patterson. Outside pitch. Look outside. One-two count on the way.
He went.
High, and Mr. Bells thinks he went.
I seen it from up here.
It was close.
It's pretty close.
It was close, but they called.
I think
they
him
appealed.
turning the only thing that might have was him turning his shoulders the way he did.
Yeah. Either way, it's 2-2 count. Inside, a little high. 3-2.
I'm not going to knock on the umpire because he actually has a better line of view than I did. He's not standing behind the pitcher this time.
So far, I have no arguments with the umpiring crew.
No.
That looked like a ball.
That was a ball. That's been a strike every game, but that was a ball.
Yeah.
Now batting for Sweetwater, number 33, Cody Myers.
Now here's the catcher, that Cody Myers, standing in. We'll see how he takes it down on Richards for saying he had a weak arm.
I did not say those words.
No,
I said it was a loopy throw.
He did not.
It could have been he got caught off guard. You never know.
Yeah.
So he
No,
may have.
the third looked a lot better.
Yeah, it did. It's completely different than the one to second. Just as I told them they'll mark it down for the one to second, they'll mark it down what he threw at third too, and they'll go, oh no.
Second's possibly an easy steal, but what's on third? Does he
showed bunt, throw bound to first, and nothing doing. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're.
Run at first, 1-0 count to the strong guard catcher, number 33. Runner goes.
Hit
Snagged
throw,
at third.
Get the first throw.
Good little dive to the knee to stop the ball at third by Coggin. Jumps up, throws him out at first. Runner moves to second, and there was no time for him to get him out at second.
No, there was no play there at all. That was a smart move on Brandon.
Now batting for the Wildcats, number 21, Jason
Overall,
Upton.
good play there. So 1 out, runner at first. We're in the top of the second inning. Pitch on the way.
Lead off back up, and he singled.
Now that's another pass ball. The ball was a little bit lower than maybe the catcher thought, but that was probably a pass ball that moves the runner from second to third.
Upton had a single in his last inning. He was the
so already
the
at the
leadoff,
top.
yeah.
Right at the top.
See, his single was
2-0 count now, as the ball was on the inside.
Did he hit that past Carter last time? Was that where his single was? I know the second
No,
batter
it was
come up and hit
no, it
that.
was like a it was like
it's a swinging bunt.
It was like a swinging bunt. That's what
Yeah,
it ended up being like.
To Brandon.
Yeah, 2-0 count. Pitches on the way. Strike. I mean, hit right up the middle.
Hit.
Drives in the runner from third. Right now, and we had an error, at least an error earlier at short.
Now batting for Sweetwater,
But other
one,
than that, they've been
Kyle.
hitting them where we weren't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
not much you can do on that.
Now this one right here is one to hit it to the off the fence last at bat.
So 4-0 is your score. Sweetwater pitches on the way inside. Looks like the batter was trying to say hit his shirt, but
It was up in his arms.
yeah, it may have hit a shirt, but umpire's not buying it.
It's close.
That's trying to get the easy hits batsman by.
Would you want to, though, if you got a double last at bat?
Ball 2. I'd say Zane's strike zone is probably, I wouldn't call it tight. I'd say it's
about normal.
Yeah, it's about where you think most people think it would be.
Especially at this level. You know, you want it to be more true than, a Little League strike zone.
That's right.
We've had Little League strike zones this year, and
Yeah. To me, kind of on that topic as we get into our seminar on fans' thoughts of umpires. That's the title of the seminar, as Crabtree checks on Patterson. A little delay in the game as he talks to the pitcher. To me, I'm not a fan of really ever expanding the strike zone. That's just me.
No.
I understand what they're trying to do at the upper level, but I get that. So
you're actually lengthening the game, in my opinion, if you expand the strike zone, because you're going to have more. I don't know how to put it. You're going to have more people, more pitchers get. I don't know. But it's just. I don't think it should. I think it should leave it alone. There's nothing wrong with the strike zone. You've already changed the game enough in the last 100 years.
Right. Honestly, I would rather runner goes to second, no throw, strike called, 3-1. Me personally, I would prefer if they go up or down more than they went left and right.
Yeah. You don't need the plate's the plate. You should not. The height is what you need to focus on the height of the ball, because you don't want to call anything outside of the plate. And that's just
right. That's just my preference. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't go. As another hard shot to right field drops just before the fence. It's going to drive in the runner from second, and he's got another double to make it 5-0 Sweetwater Wildcats. Mr. Coach Patterson, Mr. Coach from the Waterboy, Mr. from Waterboy, Mr. Coach Patterson is going to see student pitcher Patterson.
On the umpire thing, will we even question it in the next few years? We won't have umpires calling balls and strikes.
Yeah, I don't want that either.
I don't either. That's going to be the worst thing in the world.
But what I was getting at is the whole. I'm okay with outside the strike zone. I'm not saying don't ever call it outside the strike zone. That's not my point. I'm talking about the ones that are being called on the white line of the batter's box.
Yeah, that's not a strike.
Like, it's like a foot outside. Like, I understand inch, 2, even 6 inches. I even can get that in the right type of game. But don't be giving me these foot-long.
Right. Don't give. Or the ones that's, like, bouncing in the dirt. Like.
Yeah, I don't like the foot-long in any level.
If it bounces right behind home plate, it's not a strike.
Yeah.
There's
that's
no
like softball.
possible way that's going to drop.
Yeah. Anyway, so far I've not seen that by the umpires.
It's been very good. So far.
We
reserve second inning.
we reserve the right to change our minds as his strike zone changes. Patterson steps off as the meeting is over. 5-run game. 1 out, 1 on at second. Patterson looks back at second, delivers. Breaking ball that wouldn't break enough for high ball 1. I didn't make the mistake this time that I did against Kingston. I was telling Tyler earlier that I was looking out here and that they look like they're a varsity team.
Yeah.
They look like 17 and 18-year-olds for Sweetwater. I still think they tricked us the other day.
I do too.
Strike on the outside corner.
Levi Presley is up to bat now. He hitting the fielder's choice at last, which I think actually played their first run last inning.
Is this their four-hole?
Third batter.
Third batter. One on the way.
That's going to be playable.
That's going to be trouble if it stays in.
It's
foul ball. About 5 yards foul. It hung up there. Kept moving. Probably helps that the wind is blowing that direction too.
Yeah, because it looked like it was in play.
Yeah, the wind's blowing left to right for the most part. So that's just a long strike for the 1-2 count now. Runner at first. Runner at second. One out. At a 5-0 game, Sweetwater in the top of the second inning. Pitch is on the way. Runner's going to third.
That's going to be a double play.
The ball was hit to the first baseman in the air. Hayden Ricketts catches it. The runner was running to third. Ricketts throws him out at second as he's trying to hustle back, and that gives you the other out of the inning. So the last 2 outs of that inning. So that makes it 5-0. Going into the bottom of the second, we got to get on our hitting horses and see what we can do here and get some runs scored. We'll be back in a minute.
Now batting for William Blount, number 21, Will Vance.
We're back as Will Vance steps to the plate to bat again, as he was getting rebat since Rody Kirkland was thrown out in the last inning.
So if you're looking at a scoreboard, it's wrong. If you're looking at a scoreboard, it's wrong. Not sure what's going on with it, but right now you got a 5-0 lead by Sweetwater. We're in the bottom of the second inning. We'll see if we can get the scoreboard working. If not, we'll just take it off and let you know the score. But Chris, take it away while I do some technical work here.
2-0 count now on Will Vance. This William Blount Governors need to stay hot with their bats. Will Vance has actually pretty much been a consistent hitter as he takes the ball forward, which is a good start, for William Blount to have your leadoff on. With Trevor Ewing up to bat, as I was told, Trevor went 4 for 4 yesterday. So let's see if he can stay hot.
William Blount, number 38, Trevor
Cut
Ewing.
into this lead a little bit. See how aggressive Will Vance is on first base. We'll see if he's Snow back to first. The throw was a little high, but makes it back to first base to keep Will Vance at first.
All right, computers. You never know. We got our scoreboard back up, showing correctly now. You never know. You get you use these computers and you get updates, and sometimes it just messes with stuff. Luckily, we found it by the second.
Yeah.
So anyway.
They're doing their best to keep Will tied on first.
So because I was working on the scoreboard, I do not know how he got on base.
He walked.
He walked.
Four-pitch walk.
Four-pitch walk. Okay. So the hot hitter, Trevor Euland's up. Like I said, he went 4 for 4 yesterday with 2 doubles. Ball outside. 2-1 count.
Trevor's in the DH row tonight as Jackson is giving him a breather behind the plate.
So he steps out, calls time.
Trevor's excited because Trevor likes to run the bases, and he typically doesn't get to run the bases. He says he's just as fast as everybody else.
They can't courtesy run a. Vance is stealing second.
And he'd be there, no problem.
I'm not saying anything about the throw other than it was well short this time. There was no loop. It was definitely a rope that went straight in the ground. He's not Brett Favre. So he doesn't play football, and he's not like, I don't know if he plays football or not, but he's not Brett Favre.
Trevor takes strike 2.
For those that think we're being mean, 3-2, that's not the point. This kid probably looks a little bit younger than the others, so it's expected. He actually has done a really good job at catcher so far.
I was going to say, he's not really letting much by him.
Yeah, and his throws aren't as bad as I'm making them sound out to be. Now, that was probably the first one I'd argue with.
Yeah, a little high.
But it was still strikeable. I mean, it was not so far out there.
It wasn't up at the numbers as they typically say. It was high, but it was.
Now batting for William Blunt, number 35.
It could have went either way. You know,
and that's a fair call if it could have gone either way. At that point, you defer to the umpires closer to it and see it better.
As Brandon Coggins steps up the bat now, and he fouls off strike 1.
So, anyway, I just want to clear the air in case you Sweetwater parents. I'm having fun, but looks like he's a good catcher. That's all I'm saying. I'll quit talking about it. That just first throw threw me off.
Governors definitely need to cut into this deficit because you've got a hot team. And, I mean, I was just looking at the numbers. They've only had 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Everybody else has hit the ball. Whether it be a fielder's choice or, whatever, they've hit the ball consistently.
0-2 count on the way. Ball high as the catcher has to jump up to grab it. Does a good job. One, 2. Vance is at second. 1 out. Pitch on the way.
And
that looked like a strike to me.
Yep.
Brings in Hayden Ricketts with one of my favorite songs. The old.
Hayden has been a hitter. He's been a surprising hitter.
Well, I've been around Hayden quite a bit. He gets a lot of hits that a lot of them are like right field. He just hits the ball. He puts it in play. He's the guy that I think of that he puts the ball in play a lot. And when you put the ball in play, good things happen. He's not a guy that's going to hit you 20 home runs. But he'll get you some sneaky doubles that you're not expecting.
Yeah, he's hit, I think, his first at bat for William Blount. Back when he was on junior varsity, he hit it to the fence right there at the 325, right there at the scoreboard.
Yeah. And then he's a heady base runner when he's on base, too. He's the oh no base runner. Oh no yes base runner. And what I mean by that, like, don't go there. Oh, he got third anyway. I don't know how he did that, but can't believe he went. But
I saw a video one time of him. He steal all the bases all the way around, or he hit a triple in the same game.
1-2.
Fouls that and off.
The whole point is he does a good job of reading the pitcher. And if you are not paying attention, he figures it out when he's on the bases. I've only seen him get thrown out at third like one time, but he's stolen it a lot. Swings and misses there for strike 3. So got to find something on the offensive side as we go to the top of the third. We'll be back in a minute. Here we are in the top of the third. Littleton's at bat to lead off the third inning. Shots hit foul.
Littleton singled last. I think this is the one that hit right up the middle, right there at Carter Abbott.
Oh yeah.
About took Jacob out as it was going.
Yeah, he's had a couple hit right at him tonight.
Yeah.
Patterson has. Ball one low. Five-run lead by the Wildcats. Pitch is delivered. It's fouled down the third base side. 1-2 count. Patterson really hasn't had a whole lot of deep counts. I mean, he's for the most part been throwing strikes. They've been putting it in play.
And there's really only been one error. So I mean, it's just one of them.
Yeah.
He's walked one person, struck out one, but they're hitting the ball.
Yeah. That one I would have liked to have seen it called for a strike. It was outside probably. It was the one that was outside of the plate that you are used to kind of catching, but you can't argue with it because it really was a ball anyway in real life.
That's struck.
Yeah, he got the inside pitch.
Now batting for Sweetwater, number 25, Kai Carell.
Kai Carell's reached on the air last inning. I think that was the one that hit the Kobe, the little bobble there.
Mm-hmm.
It's strike one call.
If the Governor's going to have a chance, you'd really like to see them get out of this inning as Patterson hits the batter.
That come out of his hand wrong.
Yeah.
I can see that whenever he threw that ball, It just looked like it.
But you'd like to see us get out of this inning with no runs in, no damage. And what were you in the batting? About 6 or 7, somewhere in there?
We're at the 6th batter now.
Okay.
Which he singled his last at bat.
My bulldog mentality wants to throw one inside here because he just hit the guy.
Yeah,
not to hit him, and he backed out.
He backed out, and that ball curved through.
His foot was on the third base bag.
Jacob's got a lot of velocity, so that pitch is going to hurt when it hits.
Yeah, well, it thumped the guy earlier. They always joke about wearing it. Nobody really wants to wear it. Another pitch inside, throw down the second as he's stealing, and Crabtree throws him out with a Willie Mays Hayes slide that wasn't. It was just
I think it was a little bit soon.
A little bit soon, yeah. Well, no, it wasn't soon. Crabtree's throw was just that good down there.
And it was right slide. On the money. Yeah. Everything was good.
But at that point, you're not. The runner knows he's out.
Yeah.
When the second baseman's sitting there just waiting on you. That's what's crazy about the major leagues when you start seeing what they do, even on those plays, on sliding plays, and they slow it down, and you got doing the matrix moves.
Yeah.
Or them trying to not get tagged.
I'll tell you what, there's some in the league. Javi Baez,
Strike
I know
one,
I'm a homer with the Cubs, but Javi Baez has numerous times has dove in, and I don't know how he contorts his body to go around a guy that's standing there and touch his fingertips on the base to be safe.
And now with instant replay, they can prove it.
Yeah, and that's usually your ESPN highlights, stuff like that.
The fun ones for me are the ones where they're like Superman diving and they pull their arm back.
Yeah, they just completely contort
and then they
themselves.
roll over or whatever and somehow get in there.
Or the ones that get by and still catch it with their tiptoes as they're going by the bag because they've no plumb outside.
Ball high, 3-2 count.
Versus full count.
Yeah, that's why you're supposed to go across the bag as you're tagging it, right? Like you cover the whole bag.
You cover the whole bag. You start from one side and go
and
up.
you swipe it hard so they don't have a chance to get through it. Hit comebacker to Patterson. And we got 3 outs. That's what we needed. A 3 up, 3 down. Well, it wasn't 3 up, 3 down, but 3 came up and 3 went down. In that the guy got thrown out at second.
Yep.
The end of the top of the third, maybe we can flip the script here with their big 0 on the board in the third, and maybe we can start adding some runs to our side. We'll be back in the bottom of the third in a minute.
Now batting for the Govs, number 5, Jackson Crabtree.
Crabtree's up here in the bottom of the third. Last time I saw him, he hit a homer.
He hits it hard down the line there.
He's hit one of those Mizunos that looks like it's a wood bat at the top. I always thought that was interesting.
I think he's had that same bat for the last couple of years.
Yeah. It just always looks like it's a wood bat to me. Takes outside for a ball, 1-1 count.
Govs are in desperate need to cut into this lead this inning. I mean, you're getting
United States Air Force tanker flies over us. 1-1 count. Fouled it off. 1-2. He's up there aggressive. We were talking at the end of the bottom of the second that looked like we were taking too many pitches.
You're more of a. We're not our typical being aggressive at the plate as we have been the last few games.
Right.
And I mean, my opinion, it's showing. I mean, we have scored runs. And
I've seen at least three called third strikes tonight already. There may have been more. I just remember 3 specific ones. No, that's the difference. Jack swings at an outside pitch for strike 3, but I'd rather him do that than watch it. Because it was on the corner and it probably was a ball.
It went either way.
But you can't take that chance in that situation. You got to throw the bat at it.
Carter fouls out, and that could be playable. It is going to be, but it's into the hit right there at the. I don't think his team is telling him where
it
got
was.
Room, yeah. He's about to trail back into the dugout.
Yeah, that's the last thing when you hit it to your own dugout. They're not telling you. You expect that on the.
There, every one of them are looking up.
0-1 count. Delivery's on its way. Ball high. I know y'all. Here's what I like is you and I can sit here and watch this game and pretty much call the strikes.
Yeah, you don't have
because we're in agreement with the umpire for the most part. Another ball high.
There's only one that could have went either way. A called strike on Trevor, but when you got 2 strikes on you, you're told growing up that you pretty much double that strike zone.
2-1 on the way. Outside pitch, but I guess as an announcer, what I'm saying is, I'm not having to wait too long to figure out what he's going to do.
Right.
I feel like I'm in sync with what he's calling.
We've had some of them that you caught. You're like, okay, what was that?
3-1 pitch is called low for a ball. So that walks Carter Abbott, brings up Job to the plate.
Now batting for William Blount, number 27, Job Matosian.
That's where you want to be. You got one out, but you got the top of the lineup now. You got some speed on the bases. Ball one outside.
I mean, would you hold him at first, or would you send him? I mean, typically,
I'd go.
We've not had a play.
I'd take him out.
We've not had a play. As we got time called by the coach for Sweetwater. I guess he's going to maybe talk to him about Carter on first.
Yeah. Tyler needs to be playing the Jeopardy music. They've been out there all a total of like 2 seconds. It's time to play the Jeopardy music. And there we go. Get a little Jeopardy music going. Hey, you got to have fun.
Oh, yeah.
1-0 count. Pitcher's getting settled back on the mound. Carter looks like he's wanting to run, and I'm sure they see it as just like we do. He does not run. 2-0. Now, I would come back and say I wouldn't run until I at least got a strike on me. That's kind of the general idea.
Yeah, I mean, that's no point in even taking that chance, especially if he's.
Now, if he sees something, go. But inside pitch, you're looking at a 3-0 count, and he just walked you. It's not always the best thing to steal right after a walk, because obviously the guy's struggling. He's thrown 1 pitch out of the last 7 for a strike. Another walk here. So he got the second the easy way.
Govs are in business. And actually, we got the only batter we've had to put the ball in play is up to bat now. He grounded out to the shortstop.
Now batting for William Blount, number 2, Colby Abbott.
You can tell Gibby is actually struggling with the sun. Like,
Yeah, it's.
He's actually he's probably. Well, even the umpire is like throwing an underhand to him after he threw it over the. As he was swapping out balls, first pitch was a ball. As he was throwing the pitch back to the catcher to change balls out, you could tell he couldn't see it. Steps off, runs at first and second.
I think he's getting a little frustration, and I think the Suns probably got to do a little bit with it.
That's good at this time of day, I mean, for us, because we're used to it.
And he can't see. That's what I'm saying. I mean, typically, you know, some of the local teams, they've played here. They know.
Yeah.
You know, but you get somebody like Sweetwater that's probably only been here a handful of times. Some of these guys have probably never been here before in their life.
Right. Throw back to second. It's thrown out to center field, and center field did a great job
good
playing
that.
Nowhere to go for Carter.
And keep in mind, the second baseman can't see the ball either.
Yeah, that's right. So
you know,
2-0.
Like we said in the past, typically you'll see a pitcher, they'll come off that mound to the left and walk over toward first base to catch the ball.
So you can tell when they're struggling, they're either smiling a lot. It looks like they're smiling because that's an inside high pitch. Get a little grunt from the crowd, but still consistently about where he's been calling it. 2-1's on the way. A little bit higher than it was the time before, so it was called a ball. Walks, the bases loaded.
Guys are in business. Let's see if Brody can take an aggressive approach to this bat. Wind's not helping him as right now. It's been blowing all day, didn't it? This down now.
Catcher goes out to talk to the pitcher, calm him down. At this point, you actually want to slow down till that sun gets out of your eyes. That's the approach I'd be taking. I'd be slow delivery on just get that time to go by.
Yeah.
First pitch to Rhodey, way outside. Bases loaded. Another outside pitch. This pitcher's definitely struggling trying to find that strike zone.
And like I said, it's got to be the Sun's going to be playing on because he was up until this inning was consistently throwing strikes.
Yep.
He'd only issued one walk.
Another outside pitch, high and outside. Do you let Rhodey swing if he likes it?
Yes, definitely.
Do you? That we're fans here. I think I would make him throw me a strike.
Well, he's
it doesn't have to worry about it because every one of his pitches have been way outside to Rhodey.
As now it looks like Sweetwater's hustling to get somebody warmed up because they have had nobody in the bullpen after this inning.
It's got to be somebody with shades.
Yeah, he's hurrying.
Vance
Vance
has a chance to drive in some runs here. It's a 5-1 game.
Can't make a trip to the mound no more. He's got to pull him. He's already had one mound.
Right, that's why the catcher's going back out there to talk to him. They're probably just delaying the game. Shortstop's coming in. So, yeah, they're definitely trying to stall a little bit. If they're really stalling, he'll be on the mound here and he'll sit there and wait till the batter calls time. Ball outside. I'm definitely not swinging until I see a strike at this point.
No, he's not thrown a strike since Job. So Latin.
So we have a 5-1 game now. And all of a sudden it was 5-0. All of a sudden we've got one out and the tying run at the plate. That's what I love about baseball. Outside pitch for swing and a miss, strike 2. Bases loaded, 1-2 counts on the way. Inside, foul ball. There's inside pitch. Probably would have been probably been a ball, but Vance puts it in play, protecting it, as he should have, with a 1-2 count. It remains 1-2. Delivery. Fouled off, staying alive. And right on cue, Tyler plays staying alive. So we're just in sync today. This is good.
Yeah.
1-2 on the way. Nice. Well, it's probably going to be caught, but it might be deep enough to
Should be
score.
play to run. We will play to run.
And the play is
Joe.
not coming to home. Job scores from third. So eat into that. It's 5-2, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The scoreboard says 5-3, but it's 5-2. They'll get that corrected here in a minute.
Now batting for the Govs, number 38, Trevor Euland.
So Vance did what he needed to do. He put it in play, got us a run. Again, the score's 5-2. You got hot-handed Trevor Euland up. Struck out in the first inning, but I'm still saying he's hot-handed based on yesterday.
And he got a call that would win either way.
Yeah.
Called the strike 3.
See if he can get another double. Make it a triple. Euland wouldn't let his team ever. He would never quit talking about it if he got a triple here.
Yeah, we got 2 now. Yeah, we got 2 now.
Outside pitch makes it 2-0. Euland's ready to hit. Pitcher's ready to set. Pitch on the way. Ball gets away.
Advance the runners.
That's probably a pass ball. Advances the runner. 3-0. Catcher, I still think that's probably a pass ball, but he slid over to make it close. It wasn't where he wanted it. Pitch delivered for strike 1. Little high, but probably in that same strike zone that's been iffy either way, which is what you expect. So 3-1 count. Runners at second, third. Pitch is on the way.
Trevor just couldn't pull the trigger on it. He sees it.
Yeah. Full count. Second, third, 2 outs. Inside for strike 3. Watching it. You got to probably pull the trigger there.
Yeah.
So either way, we got a couple of those runs back. Maybe we'll mirror the board and get 3 in our next and put 0 back on for them. And then we tie it back up.
Be nice.
Who are going to the top of the 4th inning. We'll be back shortly.
Carell.
We're back here in the top of the fourth as Cade Carell steps in for Sweetwater. He struck out his last at bat. Let's see if the Govs can have another good 1, 2, 3 inning as that ball is caught and it's going to be a tough play, and he got him. Good play by Hayden Ricketts to get back to that bag.
Now batting number 3, Bradley Dugan.
Bradley Dugan steps up to bat now for Sweetwater. He walked his last at bat, so he takes strike 1. Quickly works his way to an 0-2 count. So umpire knows the sun seems to be a little bit of a issue, so he walks the ball back to Jacob Patterson. Jacob Patterson gets his sign, delivers, pretty pitch, but a little bit outside. Just started down right in the zone and then worked his way out. Low pitch from Jacob brings the count to 2-2. The base shot hit to center field. Bradley.
Now batting for the Wildcats, number 33, Cody Myers.
Which brings us to Cody Myers, the catcher for Sweetwater now at bat. He hit the fielder's choice this last go around. Jacob gets a sign, does a quick pitch back, or quick throw back to first to keep him tight. As Jacob hits a pretty good little fastball, hits Myers, and which puts 2 on now with 1 out.
Now
With the
batting for
leadoff,
Sweetwater, number 21, Jace Upton.
Jace Upton steps up. Jace Upton is hot today. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Be no courtesy runner. I guess they're going to let him work it out on the bases. The ump had to call time. The bullpen for Sweetwater. The ball made its way out into the field. Jacob looks at the runner at second, gets a sign. Pretty pitch for strike 1. The Sweetwater's had their second pitcher warming up now. Jacob tries that pitch again. This time it hangs a little outside. Jacob looks the pitch, runner back at second, steps off the mound. What needs to do what they can to hold these runner at second base, especially the top of the lineup coming up this hit. As Jacob talks with Kobe to get on the same page. Jacob gets his sign, looks the runner back. As he pitches for strike number 2. As Upton fouls that one off into the tennis court. Jacob looks the runner back, gets his sign, pitches. That's going to be a hit to first. It's going to be a hard play. He made it to first. A hard play to make, but a single for Upton, which is now 3-3 on the night. The runners do advance, so now you have the bases loaded with one out. With Ty Azell up the bat now, which has hit 2 doubles that's been off the fence both times. That's not where you want to be if you're the Governors. Looks like Tracy's going to come out and Coach Tracy's going to come out and talk to Jacob and try to get a game plan of how to approach this at bat. I mean, typically, do you throw around to him? Do you just throw, as it looks like we're going to actually have a little bit of change in the outfield. We're moving. It looks like Will Vance is going to be coming in to maybe, is he pitching? Yeah, he's coming in to pitch. So they're going to go ahead and pull Jacob. Will Vance is going to come in to pitch. Avery Crabtree is going out to right field. See if we can get this guy, because, this guy's hit the ball hard both times up the bat. But we'll take a short break and we'll be right back with you.
Now batting for Sweetwater, number 1, Ty Azell.
We're back as Ty Azell sits up to the plate with Will Vance now pitching. I believe that's all the changes. You have Will Vance comes into pitch and Avery Crabtree goes to right field, which Avery may have the work cut out for him right now. We'll see. as well issues ball one. It gets called strike one. A little high, but you're kind of in that area like we were talking about that could go either way. We'll get the signal. That looks to be playable for Joe Matosian, which will play the run for Sweetwater. So really no harm. Not what it could have been, but Sweetwater does get a run. Yep. With Levi Presley now standing up to bat. Levi's 0 for 2 today with the hit fielder's choice in the first inning, and it looks like he hit a double play on the second inning. So he fouls that for 1-1 count. He gets a called strike two. Good little frame job there for Jackson Crabtree behind the plate. As he gets that on the outside corner, that looked to be a little outside, but they worked in their favor. Yeah, that was a good little frame job there. But Sweetwater does strike and gets one run back as we'll be back for the bottom of the fourth.
Now batting for the Governors, number 35, Brandon Coggin.
We're back at the bottom of the fourth as Brandon Coggin steps up to bat. Govs still in desperate need to get some runs. They gave up one run that last inning, still a 4-run ball game. Still in a good position, if they could make some plays on defense and make some plays on offense to come back and get back in this game. As Brandon takes strike one right down the middle. Brandon does hit that in hard, though. That's going to be an extra bases hit for Brandon, which would be a stand-up double for him. That's awesome to start off with. You already got a runner in scoring position now with no outs. So Brandon's been due for that. You know, he's been wanting that all year and really not got it. So
now batting for the Govs, number 22, Hayden Ricketts.
Hayden Ricketts now up to bat for William Blount. He struck out in the last bottom or at the end of the last inning. So we'll see if he takes more of an aggressive approach as he takes ball one. That would be actually William Blount's first base hit of the game with Brandon. As Hayden swings at that, but it gets by, so Brandon's going to advance to third base. It looks like this pitcher is throwing strikes again. I mean, the sun's probably got a little bit more in his favor now. We thought we might see a pitching change from them because they had two different people warming up in the bullpen, but they're going to stick with Gibby. Gibby looks running back, gets his pitch. As Hayden lays a bunt down, it's going to be a pretty bunt, but it's actually going to be no play. So we'll give him a bunt. We'll give him a single on that because that would have been a hard throw back because the pitcher pretty much dove for the ball. Back-to-back hits. Put the Govs in business. Jackson Crabtree now standing up to bat for William Blount.
Jackson Crabtree.
Jackson could put the ball in play here and score one run and put some else scoring position. But we'll see, see how aggressive Hayden, because Hayden is an aggressive base runner. So we'll see. Hayden may take second here, or attempt to take second. They're going to try to hold him as Jackson takes ball one low. Takes ball two. If I was Hayden, I probably wouldn't take the base right now until he throws strikes. I mean, he's getting consistently low again. As he actually takes a jump, and there's going to be no play. So now, William will have two runners in scoring position with a 2-1 count with Jackson Crabtree up to bat. With no outs. Jackson takes strike two. Takes the pitch low for ball three. 3-2 count now. Like to see us get the bases loaded with no outs. But Jackson doesn't need to be looking for a walk right now. Jackson swings at strike three. Carter Abbott now stepping up to bat for
Carter Abbott.
For the William Governors, as we now have time called, and looks like that might be the end of the night for Gibby. They might be giving him another opportunity. Let's see here. Looks like more of a infield situation of how they're going to approach this batter. If you're William Blount, you would like to get Carter Abbott on, especially with the top of the lineup coming up. It looks like they're going to stick with Gibby for one more go around. Carter walked his last at bat as he takes ball one. It's ball two. Carter swings at strike one. 2 on that account now. Carter fouls that away for 2-2 count now. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Cubs are still trailing 6-2, but they have runners on 2nd and 3rd. The ball 3, a little bit high on that one. Gibby gets his signal, looks the runner back. The ball's fouled off behind us here in the press box. Gibby shakes off the first pitch. He's on the second one. It's going to be ball 4. So now you got the bases loaded with 1 out. Here with the top of the lineup with Joe Matosian coming up to bat. Joe is 0 for 1 with a walk. A strikeout. He walked his last time at bat. Let's see if he takes an aggressive approach to the plate this go around. So he takes strike 1. Ball 2, or ball 1, a little bit outside, 1-1 count. A little high for ball 2. Gibby switching out the ball. We like something on that ball. Joe hits that, and it's going to be playable. Actually, he's safe. Everybody is safe. Govs score 1. Perfect, actually the perfect hit for Joe with his speed. Goes down as a single.
Now batting for William Blount, number 2, Colby Abbott.
Govs now have a little bit closer. Base is still loaded with Kobe Abbott up to bat now. The ball 2, and in the dirt. Kobe keeps Hayden Ricketts on 3rd. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change here now. At the end of the night for Gibby, Looks like now Baylor, number 2. I think Baylor Dugan's walking out there to warm up. I'll find out for sure here in just a second.
Baylor Dugan,
Yeah.
Should be number 2.
But we'll be back in a second to we're back now, and it is
batting number 2, Colby Abbott.
Baylor Dugan now pitching for Sweetwater. The 2-0 count now, with Kobe still standing to bat. As he takes ball 3. Pitches for strike 1, which brings it to a 3-1 count. Kobe hits that in a mile high. Could be, it's going to be playable, but it should have played another run here. As the Govs only score 1, but didn't advance runners. Govs score another one, though. Brings it to a 2-run ball game now with Rody Kirkland up to bat. That one a little high for ball 1. Those ball 2. Yeah. Carter takes a pretty decent lead from second. He issues ball 3. 3-0 count, 2 outs. If you're Rody Kirkland, I think this, and I know you've got power and you're very good at hitting the ball, but I think I'd take this and Rody takes strike 1 with a 3-1 count now with 2 outs. Dugan looking to run her back at second. It just Brody fouls that one off to bring it to a 3-2 count. Your runners should be moving on this pitch, as we've got a full count with 2 outs here. And he throws it out in the center field, which advances Carter Abbott to third base, which is so now you have runners at the corners. Don't think shortstop and pitcher are on the same page there. I think the 3-2 count here. Job goes as there's a base hit to right field, which is going to score 1. Depending, they're going to hold him up here at third. RBI single for Rhodey Kirkland, which brings the Govs to a 1-run ball game.
Now batting for the Govs, number 21, Will Vance.
Will Vance now stand up to bat. He walked in the first and sacrificed last inning. Base shot will tie this thing up here as Rhodey takes second base. No problem. There's the pitch. For a strike. Looked a little low, but the 1-1 count now, as the fans are letting the umpire know where that call was. As Will Vance hits that hard for a base shot. That should score 2 runs here, which will put the Govs ahead by 1 now. Govs now lead 7-6 from the RBI single from Will Vance.
For the Governors, number 38, Trevor Euland.
Trevor Euland now batting for the Govs. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. Looking to come back from his little deficit he's been in. He went 4 for 4 last night. Get his back going again as he takes ball 1. As he hits a base shot. That's got to make him feel a little bit better. Govs bats are coming alive here in the bottom of the 4th. As they've batted it around. As Brandon Coggin comes up again for the second time this inning. Brandon led us off with a single, or for the double last inning, or last at bat at the first of this inning to start us off. As he takes high, strike 1. I think it's the third inning or fourth inning is when you start seeing the strike zones change. You start seeing as Brandon hits that in a mile high. It's going to be foul, but looks to be playable for the catcher for out number 3. The Govs do damage. They go from a 5-run deficit or 4-run deficit to taking the lead by 1. We'll be back at the top of the 5th.
Here we are in the top of the 5th inning. Ryan Lilton is up to bat after a big 5-run inning for your Governors at the in the bottom of the 4th. So now they have taken the lead 7-6. Let's see if they can hold it. First 2 pitches to Littleton are for balls, 2-0. Will Vance is. There we go. There's a strike 1 by Vance. So I was telling Bales that was my inning off, and I missed the whole thing. It was like felt like an hour break. And as Vance throws 3-1. Really like to get this guy after scoring 5 runs. Just go ahead and get your outs and get out of here for this inning. Fouled off right side, out of play for 3-2 count. So fun inning in the 4th. Let's see if we can top it in the 5th. 3-2 count on the way, and it's outside low as he walks the leadoff batter.
Now batting for the Wildcats, number 25, Ty Carell.
Wildcats scored 3 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th. The Governors waited till the 3rd inning to start scoring. They scored 2 there and 5 in the 4th. Ball's hit to right center. Job's chasing it down. He runs it down for out number 1. Had to go a long way to get that one.
Now batting for Sweetwater, number 9, Landon
But he ended up
Boyd.
just running it down. Didn't have to dive or anything. So that's 1 out. One on. 7-6 ball game. Govs against the Sweetwater Wildcats. Ball 1 high from Vance. Landon Boyd's at the plate right now. Vance comes set, delivers. He swings at a high and inside pitch. I think he was trying to put that in the parking lot. Instead, it's just a strike. 1-1 on the way. A little bit of breaking ball that broke low, maybe slightly inside for ball 2. Runner doesn't seem like he's interested in trying to steal. Ball inside. Boyd has to duck. If he'd hung in there, you'd have had 2 on with 1 out. Easier said than done. I understand that. Crabtree goes to visit Vance. Probably telling him just get a little bit more towards the plate on that pitch. Not like a foot. 3-1 from Vance, and he got it within that foot. It's swung at for your second strike. He must have listened to Jack. Three-two count. Runner at first. Vance comes set. Delivers. Inside, and the guy just couldn't lay off of it for strike 3. Swinging. So 2 outs.
Now batting for Sweetwater, number 22.
Fairly quickly in the bottom of the top of the 5th inning. Can't talk. If you're listening on Truth Radio, again, we thank you for listening. The voice of champions in Truth Radio. 7-6 ball game here. Gov's on top. Strike 1 by Vance. At this point, you just want to throw strikes, let him hit it. As he checks on the runner at first. Slow throw to first. Just saying, hey, I see you. That is an important run at this time with a 1-run game. 2 outs. You shouldn't be completely concerned with him. Your most important thing to think about is that batter at the plate. Looking to get him out any way you can. Then you don't have to worry about the runner at first. 1-1 on the way. Runner goes. Ball is a little bit inside, and Crabtree's not able to wrangle it in time to be able to throw it down to second. So the runner's safe at second. 2 outs. And the count's 2-1. So now it's even more important that you just bear down and get your out. Get out of this inning with a 0. Two-one pitch coming your way. High and inside. Now the batter before was jumping at that pitch. Couldn't lay off of it. This guy seems to be a little bit more patient. Cade Correll pops it down the left field sideline. I can't even say the words. The third base line is what I was trying to say, is it's fouled out of play. But everybody was chasing it. It just went outside the fence. Runs the count 3-2. Runner at second. Vance delivers. That's the first time I've been fooled by the umpire. I thought that was a strike. He calls it a ball. And they get a walk. 2 on, 2 outs. First and second. 7-6 ball game. Your Govs are on top. And we're here in the top of the 5th inning. Will Vance is your pitcher. First pitch. Low and inside for ball 1. Really want to bear down on this last batter. We've talked about it before. That first out's usually the hardest, but then In a situation like this, in a tight ball game, sometimes that third out's the hardest in an inning. As he's struggling finding the strike zone right now, it's 3-0. I would be assuming that the batter's probably taking this pitch. And that's what he does because it's low and basically in the dirt for a walk. That's going to bring Mr. Coach Patterson out for a visit. As Jackson and Colby are joining him. Seven-6 ball game, 5 runs scored by the Governors in the bottom of the 4th. A lot of moving parts out there in that inning. As they were down 6-2 at the beginning of that inning, but they scored enough runs to put them 1 up. As the meeting has been adjourned on the mound. Now the Sweetwater coach is out talking to the home plate umpire. It looks like he might be changing in the lineup or something. But there's definitely a delay at this moment. I'm not seeing anybody. Looks like number 6 is coming in for number 3. So Cole Hauser will be taking Briley Duggan's spot.
Now batting number 33, Cody Myers.
Cody Myers is your batter, number 33. That's the catcher. He's got bases loaded. With 1 ball. So a walk is a run, which is a tie. Let's hope we can avoid that and get a strike thrown. Right now is the time that they're just kind of waiting on him to throw a strike. He's been around the plate. It's just he's had a couple that were not around the plate, but for the most part, he's been around the plate. Just hasn't been able to get it in, narrowed down. Just like that pitch right there was on the corner, maybe a little low and away, but yeah, when you're walking people, you really get upset when you don't get that one. That's low. So he's running the count 3-0. Bases loaded. At this point, there's nowhere else to go. There's no bases open. Walks a run here. You'd expect this to be down the middle. It's down the middle but low, which walks in the tying run. In a game like this, it looks like you're starting to hit the ball. Tie game. You really need to get that last out. You got a lefty at the plate, number 21, Jace Upton. He's got the ducks on the pond. Gets that low pitch for strike, the one he's been searching for. Seven game now. Another low pitch, but that one's almost in the dirt. As I've said before, I actually like the low pitch. Not that low, obviously, but I like the low pitch. It's harder to hit. It puts ball swing. I mean, the batter swings and misses. Well, fouls it off, sorry. And now he's 1-2. So he's a strike away from getting out of this with just giving 1 run up after he had struggled there walking. Let's see if he can, see if Vance can get this next one. Pitches on the way. Tried to throw a breaking ball that kind of hung up on him for ball too. Wasn't a bad selection of a pitch. He just couldn't get it in the zone. Pitch is on the way. Outside. Low. And what was 1-2 is now 3-2. As Vance is, this is when you're a lonely person out on the mound, and you can't find the strike zone. Jackson Crabtree said, "I'll be your friend. I'll come out there and talk to you." And he's not as lonely anymore as he was. So now, maybe that'll make him feel good about this next pitch. Got a runner coming in at second. Big pitch here. Full count. Everybody's going to be running. Strike thrown. Strike fouled. He fouled it off to stay alive there. Three-two count. One thing about Vance, I don't think he seems phased at all, which is what you want to see in the pitchers. He throws down the middle. It's going to be a base hit. Job could not quite get to it. You're going to have 2 runs score on that. You got a 9-7 ball game.
Now batting for Sweetwater, number 1.
And that was just a well hit ball. He hit it where they weren't. Drove in 2 runs. And yeah, as Mr. Bells just said, you've got Ty Ezell up, who's flirted with the right field fence a few times today. High and outside. Now, if we're going to walk somebody, this might be the right guy to do it. I definitely, even in this situation, I would maybe not throw it right down the middle. Fouled out of play over the left side dugout. Counts 1-1. So the Wildcats have scored 3 in this inning so far with 2 out, and all that damage has been done with 2 outs. High and outside. Crabtree tried to frame it, but there was no frame in that one. 2-1 count. Another pitch down the middle and fouled off. 2-2. So it seems like when he couldn't find the strike zone, he has found it, and now people are fouling it off. But he's definitely seems to be back on track. Runner goes from first, fouled off. May have hit the batter. The ball may have hit the batter as he swung. He's hobbling around. That's one of those that I'm not sure where it got him, but it got him on the shin. This is where I throw it right back inside, because it's a little bit wary to. Usually those inside pitches are where it causes those shin shots. So what am I going to do? I'm going to throw it inside. He might not be wanting to do that again. At least test him. That's where Crabtree looks to be set up. And it tried to throw a breaking ball that did not break. Again, this is not necessarily the worst batter in the world to walk as a 3-2 count. I definitely wouldn't give in to him here. Popped up. Jack cannot see the ball, but I think it was out of play anyway. That was out of play, wasn't it? I couldn't see it, but I thought it was out of play. Jack never saw it, but doesn't matter because he couldn't have caught it anyway. It was out of play. 3-2 count. Vance delivers. Walk. Bases are loaded again. Again, not too much to worry about with that batter. Looks like Mr. Coach Patterson's coming out. And they're waving in. Is that Reardon? I haven't seen Reardon pitch this year.
No, they're putting Kobe.
Oh, but he looked like Reardon was. Oh, Reardon was protecting the. He was protecting the pitcher that was warming up.
He was just warming up. I think.
Oh, he was just warming up. He was just warming up his arm to come in to take over Kobe's spot. So Kobe Abbott's going to be your new pitcher. We will take a small break as we wait on him to warm up, and we'll get back to you in a minute. So here we are back with bases loaded, and Kobe Abbott has taken over on the mound for Will Vance. And we've got Levi Presley up to bat. It's a hard shot to second. Abbott's got it, but he the bad throw to first. And that's going to score 2 more runs. That's a rough one to let that one get by on you. What happened is Carter had fielded it, but he was kind of having to stretch to get over there. And as he kind of gathered himself, he threw it. Probably held on to the ball a little bit too long, and it got past the first baseman. Next pitch by Colby Abbott is a strike. But some damage was done on that one. You had 2 runs score on that error. 11-7's your game. Ball's hit the third. It's chopped. Coggin gets it, throws it to first, and they get out of this inning, but not without having 5 runs scored. So we basically just started right back where we were before the 4th inning. As the Governors are down 11-7. We mentioned earlier this game was not going to be 2-0 or 3-0 in the first inning. That's proven to be correct. Just a matter of whether we can match it here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll take a break, and we will resume it here in a minute. So Hayden Ricketts is up in the bottom of the fifth.
For the Govs, number 22, Hayden Ricketts.
He's trying to get something started here. I don't know how to explain that other than the batter, Hayden Ricketts, the ball was thrown behind him, and in his feeble attempt to get out of the way of the ball, he actually, his bottom side of his body kind of stuck out there and took it on the chin. On the that was took it on the other chin is what I'm trying to say. Took it on the cheek. Yeah, he took it on the cheek. Yeah. That's one I'll remember for a while. I'm not sure I want to remember it, but I will.
No, they actually got a different pitcher than they had him warmed up.
With that, we got another pitcher coming out. Number 11. Number 11 is Littleton, Ryan Littleton. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back when they're ready.
Number 5, Jackson Crabtree.
So Jackson Crabtree's up to bat. Hayden Ricketts is on first. No outs. New pitcher, Ryan Littleton. Throws it low down the middle for ball one. So now it's the Wildcats' turn to struggle. To struggle to find that strike. As the umpire said, got him, but not with a strikeout. It actually got him, I guess, on the shirt. So 2 hits by batsman. Quickly, it's 2 on, no out.
For the Governors, number 9, Carter Abbott.
Carter Abbott could
In to run, number 13, Tyler Owen.
could help his team out. And Tyler Owen comes in as a courtesy runner for Jack Crabtree. Outside pitch, way outside for ball one. My first guess on this is this pitcher is going to be all around the zone right now. I mean, just from what I've seen. He might be able to reel it back in here, but I'd be patient as a batter. Hayden Ricketts takes third. That may open up some room for Tyler to steal third. Owens at first. Tyler Graves thought I was talking about him. He's like, how am I going to steal second when I'm here in the booth? Carter hits it. Oh, not over the second baseman. Good snag over the shoulder catch. And both runners had to scurry back. That was about a foot dropping, driving in a run.
Now batting for William Blount, number 27.
Brings the
Joe
top of the order up
Matosian.
for the Governors. Runners at first and third with one out. Now, if you remember, all that damage that Sweetwater did in the top half of this inning was all with two outs. Breaking ball stayed in for strike one from Littleton. 11-7 game, bottom of the fifth inning. Governors are down. Another breaking ball. That was in the upper part of the zone for strike two. Job's on the defensive now. Catcher's lining up outside. And he watches strike three. Got to be, again, as we say, you got to be looking to swing on that one. Especially the umpire caught it on the outside, caught it on the inside, and caught it low. I think they were all strikes. Or they weren't like, I mean, they're kind of like we've talked, they were 50-50, and I can understand the first two, but you got to be swinging at the next one, at that third one. Either way, it's 2 on first and third to Colby Abbott with 2 outs. He takes outside pitch. It almost got away from the catcher. Like I said earlier, that catcher's pretty mobile back there. He saved a run with him jumping to his right to block that ball. 1-0 count. Pitch is on the way. Runner goes from first. No throw. He fakes it. There's nothing doing from Hayden at third. 2-0 count. Second and third. Pitcher comes set. Delivers. Low for ball 3. How the tables turn after striking out Job in 3 pitches. He's now thrown 3 balls. All the while, no one has torqued the bat at all. As Colby takes strike 1, 3-1 count. Looks like the pitcher may have taken a little bit off of it as Colby swings through it and misses it for a full count now. Second and third. Owens at third. Owens is at second. Ricketts is at third. Full count. Bottom of the 5th inning. Got Kirkland on deck. Dangerous hitter. High pitch. Breaking ball that didn't break. It just went to the right, but it never came down. So just like that, 2 on becomes 3 on. Or bases loaded with 2 outs. Rody Kirkland's up to bat. He's the type of guy that can tie this game quickly with 1 swing. And I would say that I don't think they've really pitched much to Rody today. Like, he's had inside, outside, but I mean, I think he's gotten out, but he hasn't really seen strikes. We'll say he hasn't really seen anything down the middle, anywhere close to being down the middle, as he takes a strike on the outside corner. One count, bases loaded, 2 outs. Kirkland takes it low for ball 2. So we're basically in the same place Sweetwater was in the top half of this inning. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Pitcher trying to find a way to get that third. Kirkland takes ball 3. low. I'd say if Kirkland likes it, he's swinging. And that's what happens, but he fouls it off the net over the home dugout, third base side. Got a full count. Ducks on the pond. Something's going to happen on this pitch. It's on its way. And it's called for a high and outside strike. That's one of the few that I would probably disagree with here on the booth tonight. That's a tough one to take for strike. You'd like to see him probably try to swing at it, but neither here nor there. Next thing we know, we're at the top of the 6th inning, 11-7. The Govs didn't get anything out of that. They were on the brink of getting a lot out of it. Can't even talk again. But here we are. In the top of the 6th inning, coming your way. Govs down 11-7. We'll be back in a minute. Here we are. We're back, and we are in the top of the 6th inning. Kai Carell is up to bat. 11-7 game. Colby Abbott's on the mound. Mr. Bales and I were just talking. The overall strike zone seems to be raised. It's not really left or right. You know, if we're trying to grade or figure out where an umpire is, he's really just kind of risen it. He's raised it, maybe 6 inches.
It's like from the top part of the knee up. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they'll call a little bit below the knees, stuff like that. But he's like from the top part of the knee up to about the numbers, bottom of the numbers is his zone.
Yeah. Now we always say that that's our advantage. Looks like the way it is we have a 1-1 count fouled off. Well, yeah, it was fouled off for strike 2. But overall, he's been fairly consistent within that area. But I think it's most umpires don't really go high. Most people go left and right.
You don't typically see the ones that go high.
Yeah. 1-2 count on the way from Abbott.
That's going to be out of play.
It's going to be out of play on the right side.
I say that. You remember last year against Maryville, Hayden.
I still remember that play.
It was about 4 foot outside the fence, and somehow or another he got it with the tip of his glove.
Yeah, pulled it back in. That was the last game we saw.
Yeah, that was our last victory.
Yeah, because that's when COVID shut everything down. I really think that JV team from last year would have been a really good team as the batter strikes out swinging for out number 1. I thought that team was going to be pretty decent.
Yeah.
And because they had a good freshman class, I guess, and you had a good sophomore class at that point. So
that sophomore class is here now. I mean, you've got typically like
Strike one swinging. The one thing that really hurt those guys was a lot of those sophomores waited their turn as freshmen to play, and then when you lose a whole season, they're right back to where they were when they were freshmen, and not a lot of playing time. 1-2 now on the batter. So a lot of those players that were kind of, not your star players, haven't played high school baseball for 2 years.
Right. They've only had a year and a couple games.
And the next thing they're going to know, they're going to be seniors with little to no experience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you do a 2-2 count. I don't know how you deal with that as a coach. I just don't know.
Yeah. Or especially, I see more for the juniors than anything because, your juniors usually typically
Strike three called.
Your juniors typically, are the ones that have their development year. Of their first year of varsity, their development year.
Right,
and then it gets cut short. So
yeah,
they come in and all these seniors that were there are gone because there's no red shirting in high school.
Yeah.
So they're gone.
Yeah.
So they've had to step into the big rows, and they've not had the playing experience, I would say.
Yeah.
A few of them have, but some of them have not had the full out playing experience that some of the other ones had.
Laid down the bunt, it's foul on the first base side. Yeah, it's kind of just a weird place to be. I mean, we talk about errors and stuff. A lot of these guys on the infield did not have, like you said, that work-in year at the varsity level.
And, you got to think, it was not just high school. It was everywhere. Travel leagues, everywhere.
Yeah.
So some of them got a snapshot in the fall, but still the falls were restricted.
Right.
I know.
You did have travel. It had some travel ball, but a lot of teams weren't playing.
Right.
So
they were so restricted on playing and where they could play at, and a lot of them didn't, play.
As a dad who had a kid playing, I could say this is probably one of the least fun years I've had, just because of all the. I'm just talking about being a fan.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It wasn't like other years. Obviously, even though they were playing, it just had a fog over it.
Yeah.
2-2 count, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. 11-7 game. Gov's down to the Wildcats of Sweetwater. Colby's done a good job on the mound. Came in a tight spot the previous inning where 2 runs were scored while he was pitching, but those are an error.
Yeah. As he fouled one into the actual lot bulb, it looks like. It didn't pull it out, but it hit it and it came right back down.
2-2 count.
Outside
pitch. Now that didn't seem like that was a little bit outside, but anyway, it's good on our side. I'm not going to complain about it. All righty, so here we go. 11-7 game. We'll be back here in the bottom of the 6th. Govs are down to 2 more chances as far as innings go. We'll be back shortly. All right, bottom of the 6th. Vance is up to bat.
Now batting for you, what? Number 21, Will Vance.
We were talking some stats between innings here, in the middle of this inning, and Chris said we've had 9 strikeouts. Is that what you said?
Yeah, 9 strikeouts.
The Governors have struck out 9 times. First pitch is ball. And how many hits have we had?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits.
5 hits and 7 runs.
Well, we had a lot of walks. We have had a lot of walks
Yeah.
and a few hit by pitches.
1-0 is swung and hit out of play, foul.
We'd like to
Strike
see
one.
as a team the lower that number on the strikeouts. And I mean, we've not really took a real aggressive approach at the plate today. So I mean, a lot of them strikeouts are called. Actually, there's 4 of them were called strikes.
Ball inside
No,
for
5.
2-1.
5 of the strikeouts were called strike threes.
Two-1 to Vance. Pitcher comes set. Delivers.
Base
Shot
shot.
over second baseman. That's going to be a nice single to get things rolling by Vance. Hewlin hit it hard in the hole, I think, the last at bat. I can't remember. I think it was last at bat or
It was
not.
a hard single.
Yep. Drove
Now batting for
1
the
or 2
Governors,
runs in.
Number 38, Trevor Hewlin.
Typically, you want to score at least 1 to 2 runs, because you don't want to go into the 7th inning and have to get all 4 runs back.
No.
So you want to chew away.
You got to
at
get
that.
something here to make it doable.
It looks like that was almost a pitch out.
Yeah, that was a. The catcher looked like he was jumping in the air as he was doing a matrix turn to throw it. He didn't throw it down the first, but
Surprisingly, we've not attempted to steal
Ball
second base as much as
inside.
I thought.
yeah, I
We would.
agree. And Vance has got some decent speed
Yeah, he could get that.
at first. Here's the thing: is when you're down 4 runs, it's an interesting decision to make as a coach. As Hewlin takes an outside pitch, it looks like we're getting the expansion zone now. We're getting the expansion. Like, do you run being down 4? You need base runners. If you take as he's running
he
down,
runs.
there's your answer. If we learned anything in the first inning, you can steal second, but maybe not third.
Yeah.
So, although Hayden's
Except
still
for Hayden
third.
Ricketts.
Yeah, but that's a different person stealing third. 3-1 count to Hewlin. Hits it hard to short. It's got to be a good throw to make it. He
drops
makes it and he drops it.
Runner
And
safe.
it looked like he caught it, but when he was coming out of his stretch, the ball fell out of his glove, and so there he'd say he didn't have it. So, good
Now
start.
batting for you, what? Number 35, Brandon Coggin.
I'm not sure if is that an error?
Yeah, it'd be an error on the first
first
baseman.
baseman probably, because it looked fairly. I mean, he had to stretch, but I think it was catchable. Either way, we got 2 on, no out. Coggin shows bunt before the pitcher pitches it. Strike 1 as he takes it. He was just showing bunt to try to pull the infield in. 0-1 count. Hewlin's on the bases.
Where he loves to be.
Yep. Round and about the home plate for ball 1 with a breaking ball. It was inside. 1-1 count. I think Littleton's on the mound. Delivers.
A strike.
That's a strike. Another breaking pitch. He's been throwing a lot of breaking pitches.
He has. And a lot of them have been good locations.
It's like he's throwing them hoping. He's heaving and hoping. Because he's confident enough to throw it, and he's hoping they get called strikes.
Yeah.
So 1-2, 2 on. Outside pitch evens it up 2-2. Govs have a chance to do a little bit of damage. Ricketts is on deck. Coggins at the plate. Got Vance at second, Hewlin at first. No outs.
He did not go.
Brandon's still holding his bat.
Holding his bat. Like, this is where my bat was at.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He did not hold his. He did not go. I don't think he went.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. We had a runner on first and second, so he'd have been out regardless. You wouldn't have had to have tagged him.
Yeah.
With no outs. But we got a full count now. With no
3-2 and the runners advance on the pass ball.
Base hit. Well, a base hit with Wills on second. We could possibly score 2 runs, but not.
Yeah.
Coggins
swings an outside pitch. But I'd rather him swing at it than watch it. We've said it all along. You don't know how hard it is for me to not sing along with this song as it comes up, which is that's not something you want me to do. That reminds me of my growing up days. I'd watch the Smokey and the Bandit.
Let's see if Hayden Ricketts can put his other cheek into it.
Well, that'd be a hit. That'd be put him on base if he put his other cheek on. He might be the first person ever to get 2 of his cheeks to get him on base.
Strike 1.
Yeah, strike 1.
That curveball again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It looks like it. I mean, from up here, it looks like it's coming at you, and then it's got that break right there toward the end.
Yeah.
But quickly works 0-2 count on Hayden. He fouls that and off to stay alive.
This is where you hope your batter's not like the guy from what's the name of it? Legal, not the baseball movie, Mojo or whatever. He can't hit the curveball. What's his? I can't get it. I can't remember. I shouldn't even bring it up. I can't remember it. Strike 3, swinging. It was dropped, but tags a runner for out number 2. That brings up Jack Crabtree to the plate. Gosh, it's killing me. I can't remember that guy's name. The curveball was cursed or whatever.
Number 5, Jackson
you guys
Crabtree.
listening and watching, you know exactly what I'm talking about, probably.
Yeah. Jackson takes the pitch for ball 1.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
It's like Mojo or Joe. I can't remember it. 1-0 count. Second and third, 2 outs. Crabtree calls time right before the pitcher starts his delivery.
Jackson was hit by a pitch last at bat too.
That's right. Not quite like Hayden was.
No, he
barely.
Didn't take,
Shirt was hit.
He didn't make it as dramatic. There's that strike.
That's
that
a
curveball
high pitch. There's that high pitch we've been talking about.
1-1 count now. Gov's desperately needing to plate a run in this inning.
A hit would go a long way even to the next inning, like we've talked about.
And that could possibly.
Oh, well, goes a short. He winds up, throws Crabtree out to end the 6th inning.
Govs leave 2 stranded.
Yeah, no runs in that inning altogether. Leaves us at 11-7. So here we go. We'll see you back in the top of the 7th inning.
Exactly.
Briley Duggins up the plate. Strike one, fouled off. Chris Bales is looking at his watch.
Chris Bell's got to go to work.
Because it's 8:43. I got to go to bed. He's got to go to work.
3-hour ball game.
I'm getting too old to be up at 8:43.
I think we're about to our record for the year of the longest ball game.
For this one, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not even extra innings.
No.
It's been a good game, though.
Oh, it's been a good game. We played a 9-inning ball game against Farragut.
Let me rephrase that. It's been a good game. It hasn't been a tight game. I mean, it hasn't been a
been a lot of offensive.
Well, it's not even like good snag by Carter Abbott.
Be hard play, safe.
Runner dives in the first and
play.
Makes it. Actually, a really good snag by Carter Abbott at second. You saw him. You could see him flashing the glove a little bit. He's got a big future. He's only a sophomore, right?
Yeah.
Now batting number 13.
His big brother's on the mound.
Right.
Yeah, earlier they were playing together. I wonder how many games they've played together like that.
Probably not many.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm sure mom and dad are liking that, not being separated.
Yeah, I don't know. Brothers, you don't know how they get along. You wonder if they, like, wear each other out. Like, if one makes a mistake or something like that.
Yeah. Good, though.
Yeah, my brother was 4 years older than me. We would have been arguing every play. Like,
every play.
Yeah, so I don't ever see them arguing, so that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Bunt laid down. It's going to be close at first, but he's got him.
First.
Good play by Kobe Abbott to run in and make that play, throw him out at first. Runners moved over to second. One out now.
Looks like we're back to
the
top of the lineup.
21, Jace Upton.
Upton's up to bat. Upton is up to bat. Sorry. It's 8:45. I start saying even crazier things. Or not smarter things. Guess that would be crazy. Ball's hit foul past first base. Strike one. 11-7 game. Top of the seventh. We had the seventh inning stretch song played. Take me out the ball game. Nowhere else to play that in 7-inning games.
No.
So I don't know what's considered the
that
foul.
Ball should be playable.
Left field slide.
I don't know if it's not.
Brody almost got to it. Not quite close enough.
Took a long
two.
way to get there.
Rhodey was running so fast his hat fell off. I used to do that when I was a little kid. I'd like wear it loose on purpose so it looked like it.
Oh, yeah.
I was that fast. Like when it fell off. I thought that was so cool. Because I was watching Vince Coleman and them running. And every time they got on the bases, their helmet flew off.
Yeah. You'd start seeing
they probably
it just
were
work.
running
You'd start
so
seeing it working its way off.
They probably were running that fast that it wouldn't stay. Like the wind resistance probably pulled theirs.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, but you did the same thing. I could mimic every Cardinals player in the lineup doing their batting stance.
Oh, yeah, your bats. And you knew it. You knew.
I knew Terry Pendleton. If you know what
was,
I'm talking about, Terry Pendleton, I even knew that one.
You knew, when
count.
especially your kids on your team, when they go up the bat, they'd all have that, and then they.
Ball's hit to Carter Abbott at second. High hop caused him. It was like a weird high hop that took him off his game.
Made him double clutch, and he just.
Yeah, he wasn't able to throw him out at first. the guy running, kind of a tall kid, I think he used every step that, every length of his stride that he could, because he was down first pretty quick. Brings up our guy that's hit it off the wall twice in right field. Takes ball 1.
But going back to the swinging, I can remember when King Griffey Jr. really started getting big, and everybody, I think I played at Alcoa, and everybody
swinging like
had that swing.
Outside pitch, first and third, 1 out. Yeah, that's like I said, if you know it,
swing ever.
If you know Terry Pendleton, I knew that one. I knew Willie McGee.
Who was that had their bat? Looked like they had it, is it Willie McGee? Because he hits a base shot, so going to play the run. But the Govs don't need happening.
Yeah, that was just over the shortstop's head. Brings it 12-7.
But I used to hold their bats so far back. It's like their arms were straight out all the way back.
Jeff Conine.
I believe that's who it was.
Then you had Gary Sheffield, who would just shake it like crazy.
Yeah.
At the top of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you still see the ones that's got the little slow shake. They got their bodies.
Yeah.
The body moves. So some of the weird ones now, you got you got Anthony Rizzo that holds it like down pretty much at his belt.
Yeah. Then you got Barry Bonds. You just wear the catcher's gear up on your arm.
Barry Bonds
first
looked like he
pitches,
had that.
come backer to Colby,
to
Carter,
two,
to first.
Double
play. You got a run out of that inning. The Wildcats did, so it's going to make it even harder here in the 7th, bottom of the 7th. It's the way this game's going. It's not insurmountable. They've already scored 5 runs in 1 inning. That was in the 4th, I believe. That was when I was on break. I should probably take a break again, so you can.
You've got a 5-minute break. Start style.
Just call in sick. So they're gonna know, except for I just said it. If they're listening to it. Chris Bill, are you coughing?
Feel a little under the weather.
All right, so we'll be back for the bottom of the 7th. Starting to get a little crazy here.
Batting for the Governors, number 9, Carter Abbott.
Carter Abbott's up to bat to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Got to get 5 runs to tie, 6 to win. Ball 1 wildly outside. Catcher couldn't get to it. Bruised the backstop there. Littleton's still on the mound. What? It hit something. It hit the catcher's mitt. I heard something.
I think it nicked the mitt as it was going by. I mean, I don't think it hit Carter.
Yeah, maybe so. The umpire's kind of standing in my sight, so I couldn't tell.
I think he threw his glove up there and it just nicked off the glove.
Yeah. Strike 1 on the outside corner. 2-1's your count.
That one's going to be right.
He's hit the same shot.
I'm going to say the same exact shot as last go around.
Oh, goodness. I feel bad for Carter because he's hit the same.
That's batted base hits. I mean, that second base was playing at the grass line.
Yeah.
If he'd been playing a little any farther up, he wouldn't be getting that ball.
But he put it in play. Say what you want. He put it in play.
Govs are down to their last 2 outs.
It's exponentially harder with 1 out now.
I think it's Fox 43 does that percentage. Well, it'll like bring up a percentage on like each out. What's the percentage level
of them winning?
The probability of them winning.
I haven't seen that.
I
actually
Fox
have
Sports.
not watched much baseball this year.
I've not seen much, and I mean, of course, I'm a homer with the Cubs, and I don't see them.
Right.
I'm disappointed this year, so I'll look at the score and I'll turn my phone off. But surprisingly, the Mets that I thought would start off hot, they didn't. But now they're starting to get their footing. The Reds are still like.
Yeah, you expect the Reds to tank though.
Yeah, they won't make it that far.
I'd be shocked if they ended up even middle of the pack.
Yeah, the Phillies they're hot right now. Phillies are doing real good. I know the Mets beat them
1-2 count
in that doubleheader, but
to Joe. Braves lost the first 3 to the Marlins.
Yeah.
So I think they are under 500 now. Is that right?
I think they're under 500 now.
Yeah,
they were supposed to be
a
good, but I think that pitching core they had was supposed to be awesome,
Joe.
but they've just not. I don't know what's going on with them right now.
Ball outside brings the count full.
Richard, I think I'm going to leave it with you. I'm going to have to retire early tonight.
No sniffles?
No sniffles. No, I got to save them for when it's warm and sunny, and I want to be.
I understand. Well, it's been a pleasure having you.
A pleasure, and I will
strike 3 by Joe.
I will see you, I guess, Wednesday? Is that our next time? Thursday?
I'm not sure. We were talking earlier. We have 3 more home games after this one.
I know we're away the first 2 games of the week.
Now for the Governors, number 2, Colby Abbott.
West.
Colby Abbott's at the plate. Pitch delivered. Shows bunt. Ball outside.
I will see you then.
All righty. Well, we'll definitely see you around. 1-0 count to Colby. Outside of the zone. I mean, inside the zone, but outside for a strike. 1-1 count. Pitch is delivered. Kind of a half swing foul for strike 2. As the Governors find themselves down by 5 and down to their last strike. A lot of damage has been done with 2 outs, though, so who knows? Pitch is outside for ball 2. I really felt like this might be a high-scoring game. You'd rather the Govs be up 12-7, but there's definitely a lot of offense one way or another as count goes full 3-2 to Colby. Trying to stay alive to extend this inning, get runners on base. Colby hits probably what's going to be a double in the left center gap. Definitely extends the inning. It's going to bring up Rody Kirkland, who has not had a lot to hit tonight.
Now batting for William Watt, number 6, Rody Kirkland.
I would expect Rody would be a little bit aggressive in this one. Pitcher's kind of settled in, is not throwing a whole lot of balls. Ball 1 high, right after I just said that. They haven't really been willing to throw much to him down the middle, though. That one snuck in on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 count. Fouled off. for strike 2. It's a 1-2 count. Pitch is on its way to Rhodey. He puts it in play. Shortstop's out of position because he was kind of over towards third. Rhodey sneaks it in for a base hit. First and third, 2 outs. My hope for this game is we make Chris feel really bad for having to leave. And we end up scoring 6 runs with 2 outs. Vance is up to the plate in a 12-7 game where the Governors are down by 5. 2 outs. Comes set, pitcher comes set, delivers. Ball low and outside to Vance. Time is called. Sweetwater scored 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 5 in the sixth, and 1 in the seventh. Your Governors scored 2 in the third, 5 in the fourth, and have not scored since. Runners going. Inside pitch to Vance. Runs the count 2-0. Everybody safe. Second and third with 2 outs. Vance at bat. Got to have base runners. Pitch is on its way. Ball inside, 3-0. Another pitch puts your tying run on deck. Vance dares him to throw a strike, and he throws a strike. 3-1 count. We've been down to our last strike before in this game. Ball 4 high and inside. Bases are loaded. Got a pretty hot hitter at the plate in Hewlin, as there looks to be a visit to the mound by the coach.
Now batting for the Governors, number 38, Trevor Hewlin.
It's looking like he's taking the trot of... Well, he may not be pulling. Looks like he's just talking to the infield, maybe talking to his pitcher. We will... looks like you always guess what they're saying. It looks like he's trying to pump them up here and get this last out. This has definitely been a game of 2 outs, or a lot of things have happened with 2 outs. This little tiny rally started with 2 outs. Actually started with 2 strikes as well. Hewlin's up to bat. He's got home run power. You don't necessarily need a home run. You need runs on the board. One of the best things that could happen would be like a triple and put the pressure on him with Coggin up to bat, because then anything can happen with a pass ball. Could get another run in. Strike outside corner, 1-1. This pitcher, if you're paying attention, has a little bit of bend in his pitches, and they kind of slide across the plate. 1-1 count. Low and outside for ball 2. 12-7 game. Bases loaded. 2-1 count. Trevor Hewlin's up to bat. Waiting on a pitch. It's on its way. Outside for ball 3. Walk is a run, which would bring another hard-hitting Coggin. When he hits it, he can hit it to the football field. So this game's not quite over with a 3-1 count. Bases loaded. That pitch was in that high area that has been called a strike all night. It's probably a high pitch most nights, but tonight it's been consistently a strike. Full count. Everybody's running in the second. Everybody goes. Euland hits it to second. And that's the end of the game as he throws it to first. A little slow roller to second ends the game. That's a tough one to swallow. 12-7. Govs had plenty of base runners. They're going to look back at this one and wish they had some more timely hits. But that does it for tonight. It's 12-7. Sweetwater wins this game. We will be seeing you sometime next week. I'm not sure of the schedule, but make sure to check it out on WB Athletics. The schedule's out there on that site. But that does it here. Sweetwater wins 12-7. We will see you next week. And if you've been listening to us on Truth Radio, we thank you. We will sign off right now. Have a good one.